right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Music Village. And for any of you wondering out there about that video game story we told for Christmas, let's just say there's going to be a sequel involved for that for the 28 Days of Greatness in February, involving a lot of robots and me trying to get an elite level shotgun that can only be found on an island that has robots and volcanic ash. Yeah, it's gonna be an epic story, folks, let me tell ya. But besides my quest for the ultimate shotgun that may be in theaters next week, I think it's time for us to go into one of my favorite parts of the show. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, none other than the Indy for the weekend, which is me giving you guys local content information from local artists performing in a local area live near you. And we kick things off with Christmas Day, aka Friday, December 25th, for those who don't celebrate it. And the first bands that we have up is Convo, Cookies, Santa Claus, and Coco, who's all gonna be performing at the Broadway Comedy Club in New York City, New York, at 4 p.m. And I guess that's the reason why Dan Weatherman Stu said during the break that Santa may be a little bit late. He's performing tonight. Nice. And the next bands that we have up is Cheetah and the Two Gyms. Nice band names, who's both gonna be performing at the Capi Bianco Closet Upper in Saddle River, New Jersey at 8 p.m. And to finally wrap it up for Christmas night, you can see Machiavelli, and Dark Child both performing at the Blue Note Jazz Club in New York, New York at 8 p.m. And on Saturday, December 26th, you can see these following bands performing in a local area near you live. Kyle Hendrick is going to be performing at the Torn Valley Vineyard in Hillburn, New York at 1 p.m. Denny Rongo is going to be performing at the Care One at Livingston in Livingston, New Jersey at 2 p.m. You can also see Convo, Cookies, Santa Claus, and Coco, who's gonna be performing at the Broadway Comedy Club in New York City, New York at 6 p.m. Ian McBride is gonna be performing at the Minions in Somerville, New Jersey at 6 p.m. The Homeless Ones, nice band name, is gonna be performing at the New York in New York at 8 p.m. I guess it's an online performance, and according to the maestro, it is. Nice. You can also see Say 80thing, who's gonna be performing at the Twin Door Tavern in Maywood, New Jersey at 9 p.m. And to finally wrap it up for Saturday night, you can see the Homeless Ones performing once again on Facebook Live in New York, New York at 10 p.m. And on Sunday, December 27th, you can see these following bands performing in a local area near you live. The Kennedys. It's gonna be performing at the Hello Goodbye Year-End Special in New York, New York at 2 p.m. Mike Garner and the Coods. It's both gonna be performing at the Hilltop Tavern in Lodi, New Jersey at 3 p.m. Convo, Cookies, Santa Claus, and Coco is gonna be performing once again at the Broadway Comedy Club in New York City, New York at 6 p.m. Wow, what a busy weekend for Santa Claus. Anyway, next band we have up is Jocelyn and Chris, who's both gonna be performing at the Vibe Stream YouTube Live Guitar Improv in Online, New York at 7 p.m. Bylan and Chris Gruen is both going to be performing at the Rockwood Music Hall in New York, New York at 7 p.m. And to finally wrap it up for Sunday night, you can see stand-up comedy who's gonna be performing at the Broadway Comedy Club in New York City, New York at 9 p.m. And on Monday, December 28th, you can see these following bands performing in a local area live near you. Daughter Vision is going to be performing at the Asbury Lanes in Asbury Park, New Jersey at 8 p.m. And to finally wrap it up for Monday night and for all the bands we're going to mention for this week and for this year for this show, you can see stand-up comedy who's going to be performing at the Broadway Comedy Club in New York City, New York at 9 p.m. And if you guys want to go ahead and check out the complete list of bands that we couldn't list during this very broadcast, and trust me folks, there were a lot of them, you can head on over to ReverbNation.com to check out the complete list of bands that we couldn't list during this very broadcast. And like I say at the end of all of these skits, go out there, support your local artists, and see these guys perform live. And trust me, they'll love you for it. And I guess with that said, we might as well head back into this music and continue to listen into these diamonds that are rough, only here, right here, on Music Village. So don't go Christmas caroling just yet, folks, and stay tuned.